welcome back to Hawkstone Park. I nearly said Fat Cats then. So welcome back to Hawkstone Park, round 2 of the Michelin MX Nationals. They're all on the line. The riders are getting pumped up. As you can see, big thumbs up from everybody. These guys are ready to go to battle in this one. So this is the amateur class brought to you by Broadcliffe and a Pico Factory Racing. These guys are ready to get the job done. Yep, there we are. The number 7 giving it the big ones. I need to get these guys their names up in front of me. I know there, number 5, Scott Hale. There's a few of these guys that are really fighting for this championship now. It's getting closer every single time. You know, every single time they go out, there's different winners, and the intensity levels are increasing. That's the full lineup of riders, though, in this amateur class. And when I say amateur, these guys they can move still. They're not just amateurs. You know, they really are committed to this sport. To be on the level these guys are, you really do need some level of commitment. So they're ready to take the start. And gate drop any moment now. There we are. Who's going to get the whole shot? Eyes on Scott Hale. Scott Hale takes the whole shot there on the Yamaha, number 5 in the Wolf Sport gear. That was Scott Hale from the northeast. On a big pile-up, huge pile-up. Loads of riders getting involved in that. That definitely wasn't ideal for a lot of people. That's not the 95. Is that Brad Thornhill? So possibly Brad Thornhill getting torn up in that one. So the riders are going to steam through here, through the back of the circuit. Some guys trying to take that inside line there. Just notice really slippy when you get out of the rut and onto the hard packed sand. So they're going to come around the back, and then we'll see who is going to take the Planet Moto First Lap Award and get 5 points towards their Spanish motocross holiday. Jeff's back in the room now, doing a bit of research on the riders.
Well, you know, obviously we know a lot of them.
Yeah.
By their riding style kit. It's hard to see today because they're getting roosted with dirt.
I get so blinded with all the different numbers. And as soon as they come over the line, I can start associating numbers with riders. It makes my life 10 times easier.
But we've, again, if you haven't filled in your form as a rider and you're watching this live stream back, please do so. Give us we need all the information on you guys as possible.
At the minute, Scott Hale crosses the line in first, takes those 5 points towards his Spanish holiday. And we've got Sean Wainwright behind him as well as they come through. So some big hitters right at the front of this one straight away. Let's get the live time.
So what you're going to see here, people, if you're new to the Michelin MX Nationals powered by Milwaukee, you're going to see an increase in speed as we kind of go through these adult classes. We've had the clubmen. They are what they are. They're clubmen. They're very much part-time riders. This is the amateur class, so they're that next level up from a clubman, that little bit quicker, that little bit more committed.
First across the line in the MX2 was Aaron Gardner, so 5 points as well.
Yeah.
For him.
So you're going to see an increase in speed. The next class coming up, the experts after this race, will be quicker still.
Yep.
And then, of course, we get into the fastest 40.
The fastest 40 riders in the world. No, in
Not
the country.
quite, but we're getting there.
Yeah, there's obviously some of the guys that are competing in that class actually do race at World Championship level. And they choose to come and race at the Michelin MX Nationals for their British Championship. So I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
I'm itching.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm uncomfortably itching.
That's nothing to do with your Kex clothing, I just want to point that out.
Absolutely nothing to do with the Kex clothing. Absolutely nothing. Might be the cheap replacement clothing that I'm wearing.
So this is the amateur class brought to you by Broadcliffe Construction, Steel Construction and Engineering, and also a Pico Factory Racing. A Pico, one of just do so many brands, don't they? Arndt, Liat, to name but 2. There's a load more.
Arai.
Arai.
Only Arai, I think that's what they say, isn't it? So
we won't go through them all because I can't really.
Oh God, so many. Yeah. Basically, they're a distribution company that provides all your shops that these guys go and spend their money on.
Yeah. Go and check them out. Pico Factory Racing. You'll find everything you need on their site. lots of motocross brands covering everything from bike parts to clothing to basically everything you need.
They do a lot of hard parts.
Yeah, they do their own hardware parts. So go and check them out. You can see the alternative lines on that famous jump there in the middle. That outside line as it sweeps in. Now Hawkstone is one. It's you've got to keep your momentum rolling on a track like this. That's where you've got to keep constant throttle control. The minute you start to shut off, that bike is going to want to bounce and dance around and then come out of a rut or pitch you off, like this gentleman here, right on cue.
You know, you couldn't time that better. You gave him the commentator's curse then, didn't you? And Brad Fornell, right at the back of this pack at the minute, Jeff. Just about to cross the finish line now. Absolute nightmare for him. Came off on the first lap, so.
It's amazing as well, Callum, isn't it? I haven't ridden the circuit. How TV does this thing where it flattens everything out. That there doesn't even look like it's going downhill.
No. It's quite steep.
That's steep. That little straight coming out of that right-hander to this left drops away from you quite dramatically.
It does. And it's amazing, TV, it makes tracks look flat, people look fat. I mean, I am
Are you trying to justify our appearance?
It makes me look a lot chubbier.
It's not going to wash.
No. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just actual fact. I need to actually look at myself.
We're enjoying life.
Leave it. 12 minutes to go now, and then they'll get their the one-lap board. So slightly shorter time for the amateur on 16-minute races.
Amateur get 18.
18.
Yeah. We torment them.
Yeah, that is painful. That is painful around here.
No, they're amateur. They're good. You know, it's that little extra bit. And because either way you look at it, fitness is an integral part of motocross. You know, you've got to be fit, and that, you know, you can't just rock up and expect to be fast.
And if you're not fit, you need to be mentally strong. You really do, and that's where gritty people get involved. So if you can't be bothered to go to the gym, give gritty people a call and say, look, I'm fat, I need to go faster, I need to be headstrong. Can you do something? But
by gritty people, Callum doesn't just mean somebody, you know, literally they are a new sponsor of the series. Go and check them out online. Gritty people, it's like a mental health organisation thing that help you with mind coaching and whatever. So go and do that, see what they're all about. They're a new sponsor of the series.
Yeah, they are. The Gritty People finish line.
Yeah.
Oosh. Love it. Absolutely love it, Jeff.
Look at the alternative lines now starting to build.
Oh, do you see how slick it is?
It
is.
Get
onto the hard stuff, if you get out the berms, because a lot of these guys are probably running paddle tyres, and they don't have that sideways grip, do they? Explain
to the viewers that don't know, Callum, what a paddle tyre is.
I will do. So it's a scoop tyre, so essentially the pattern of the tread on the rubber is almost like spades, small spades, spread out over the tyre. You've probably seen desert tyres and things like that. It's a diluted version of that.
So the knobblies are effectively spread out further to allow more sand to out,
and they're thinner,
scooped,
and they're sharper. So what happens is you don't have that sideways grip like you would with a traditional knobble.
Yeah.
Which obviously in a straight line, if you can straight line it, you're going to get more horsepower down to the ground. On the flatter, harder turns, you're probably going to have to be a little bit more delicate with the throttle. Or here at Hawkstone, you want to get a start anywhere, but you're going to get more traction with a paddle tyre. So riders do have to make that choice.
It's a tough
Are we going to use the paddle or are we going to use a knobby? Knobby would, I think, the track is how it is now, would work better in some areas. But start's crucial in any motocross race. Start is half the race. So
there you go. You see, that is the technical.
I would probably lean towards a paddle, especially today. Yesterday probably would have got away with a knobby.
But that's the technical side of it. Choices have to be made, and it can make a difference between winning and well, basically not winning.
Definitely.
So yeah, tough decisions to make. This is a difficult track to read as it dries out. No doubt.
And of course, all of those tyres are available from Michelin.
Okay, obviously.
Michelin do a vast range of tyres. You can have knobbies. You can have scoop. They do a brilliant scoop tyre, hard pack tyres. They even do, you know, road legal enduro tyres. So head over to Michelin and see what they've got available. We've got someone down.
Yeah, right in front of the Planet Moto bend. He looks exhausted. Can't zoom in on the rider, don't recognise the rider. It's Pete Bully, isn't it? 22. Yeah. It's a bit of Bully. Ah, Pete. He was in.
Did he have a good first round?
You know, last year he was a front runner all the time. Pete Bully. He's currently in 16th, so not having his greatest time out there anyway. But a bit of Bully. Pete Bully hits the deck. I don't think he lost the position with that. Running order. Wainwright still leading MX1 amateur 450 class. Scott Hale in second. John Kirk, number 15, in third. Fourth is Paul Atkinson. Fifth, Carl Hayward. Then it's Luke Oldfield. Joshua McCormack, number 161, is in seventh, ahead of David Rushton. Callum Gordon, another 611 in ninth. 10th, Brad Thornhill. In the amateur MX2, it's Dan Bruff, number 33, leading the way. He took 2 moto wins yesterday, so he's having a good weekend. Harry Foster in second, number 52, ahead of Aaron Gardner, number 7. Then it's Charlie Heyman, number 3, for fourth. Alfie Calvert, number 142, in fifth. Lewis King London, number 74, is in sixth, ahead of Harry Barker. Sean Springer, not such a good weekend. Romped to victory at Fat Cat.
I just saw that. He's lost his goggles as well.
Yeah, so he's out there suffering. In ninth is number 123, Matt Hockenhull, sorry. And then Lewis Taylor is in 10th. That's the running order across the 2 categories in this Broadcliff Pico Factory Racing supported amateur class. Trying to see, is Max Flint, he's not out there, isn't he? Because he's obviously the guy that runs Planet Moto Holidays.
He is, he messaged me.
I guess he's sitting this one out.
Yeah, sure. No.
But he's registered as a rider in this amateur class, but not out there. Who have we got on screen at the minute?
That is the
352.
352.
That is Charlie Roper.
Charlie Roper currently sitting 15th in the championship after yesterday. So whereabouts is he at the minute?
Charlie currently finds himself in 15th position in MX1.
Yeah, so staying reasonably consistent, Charlie Roper. Wonder if we can get our
our race leader 741.
It's actually 74.
Oh, is he 74 on the bike? Okay, well we're finding
Honda yellow with the yellow number boards.
Man down. Who's that? That's not Pete Bully again, is it? No. Okay, can't quite identify that rider. It's 1, 2, 3. That is on the plate.
Matt Hockenhull.
Yeah, so Matt's gone down. He was in 10th in MX2 amateur class.
Here we are, here's the leaders. There's Sean Wainwright on the screen right now on that Fast Eddie Honda. Fast Eddie, obviously Edmonds, he runs some events around here, doesn't he, with his Enduros?
Yeah.
Top
name in Enduro, Paul Eddy.
Anyone knows.
Ex-world Enduro champion,
and
Paul
his
Edmondson.
kids as well, both now. All of them now have won a 125 GP.
That's amazing.
I know, all of them, even his 2 boys. So
there's another British off-road motorcycle in Dynasty.
Knowledge. Right, here we are, Sean Wainwright, obviously another one of the clan. Taller than the rest of them. Definitely been an MX1 rider for a few years. Looks like Kendi Dyker out there. And he's now pulling away from Scott Hale, isn't he? So he's made a bit of room for himself, a bit of comfort. He's just about to cross the line now.
He has got, I'm just trying to see the gap.
4 minutes to go.
Well, last time around, the gap was about 2 minutes. So not 2 minutes, sorry. It was 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds.
Yeah,
so that's probably just gone out a little bit further. So Wainwright, getting a bit
Bruff,
jiggy.
Bruff, who's leading
flying.
the MX2, is actually catching these guys.
He might even win the race straight up, because Dan Bruff, number 33 on the MX2 bike, is absolutely ripping.
He is, and he's getting really close to the number 5 of Scott Hale now.
Yeah.
So get a bit of coverage of that. Oh, and he makes a small error at the top of the hill there. That's
Yeah, so Dan, I think, actual 4th or 5th in the race, but leading the MX2 category.
He's 3rd now.
Is he?
Yeah, 3rd in the race now. So there's Dan Bruff on screen in that Fox racing gear there. Absolutely ripping. As me and Jeff spoke about 5 or 6 years ago, you know, he was racing the pro class years ago, years and years ago. Broke his back and didn't ride for a long time, did he? He's pretty much only just come back into racing and finding his feet again. Obviously, he goes to work now. He's a dad. Racing isn't his life anymore. It's more of a hobby, and that's what this class is for, is it? It's for serious hobby riders, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Dan has said he'll be back hanging radiators
tomorrow
morning with backache. But here, take that.
He will.
Lives for the weekend.
He's catching Scott Hale quite convincingly now. We've got them both actually in the same shot. Obviously, both in different races. Scott Hale's an MX1, Dan's MX2, but you still want to beat the guy in front of you, don't you? Like, it's not. You are separated, but you still want to beat the guy. That's just natural instinct.
So, not flying through the whoops like the pros will be. The pro riders will be skipping and doubling over the top of them, as will some of the expert riders, actually.
Yes.
They're coming up next, of course. So we've got the expert race combined MX1, MX2, and then after that will be the pro fastest 40, brought to you by Michelin and Milwaukee. Dan closing in all the time here. There's the 1 lap board out. No, we've got 2 minutes 20 on the clock to go. There's Bruff on the gas. He is Bruff on the gas. He is definitely closing in now. He doesn't need to overtake the rider in front of him, because remember, he's leading the MX2 class. But he's closing in on John Kirk, and you don't want to be sat there, even though he doesn't have to overtake John Kirk. He's going to be getting all his roost off the...
Scott Hale?
Yeah.
Number 5, Scott Hale.
Oh, it's Scott Hale, not John Kirk. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Okay, so that is again, just trying to update this speed hive.
Unless he is maybe John Kirk is ahead of Scott Hale. I don't know what's gone on there.
Anyway, that is number 5 that he's closing in on. So Bruff is about, I think, this lap, the momentum that he's carrying, it's just a matter of time before he makes a move.
Definitely.
On Scott Hale, number 5. Scott's lovely and clean. How's he managed to stay so clean?
I think Sean's just had that perfect gap on him, hasn't he? And that Wolf Sport gear is like a canvas, isn't it? Maybe the dirt just bounces off it.
Industrial strength.
Mate, if you ever had any of that stuff, washes like new.
Yeah.
Washes like new, no matter how dirty it gets. It's actually really well made stuff.
There goes Dan up the inside.
Takes the line away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the job done.
So Dan is clearly leading the MX2 category here, ahead of Charlie Hamlet. He has a 26-second lead over his nearest competitor.
Is that it? Is that it? It's not a lot, is it?
No, he needs to push on, doesn't he?
No, yeah, that's huge. Charlie Hamlet, though, that's a good ride for Charlie, second. I think he's going to be happy with that. He's been steadily getting better, hasn't he, throughout. You know, and I saw him at the start of the season. He just got back into riding. He actually had. I was talking about Charlie Hamlet. I was at VIP one day, and I went up to see him, and he was really emotional. And this is a true story, really emotional. And I said, Charlie, what's the matter? He just said, I love this sport. Yeah, he was just having such a great day, and he had a really bizarre emotional moment. And I don't think you'll mind me telling me about it. He's like, I just love this sport so much, because I think he'd missed it. He'd been off the bike for a while, and I was like, all right, mate, like, does it need a cuddle, or But it was great to see, someone actually having that amount of passion. So big up to the Hamlet family, and I know his sister rides as well, doing enduro stuff. So yeah,
it definitely gets under your skin, this
does,
sport, no doubt about that.
We all know what we put in, and I think that's him just coming past the front of us right now there. So no more time left on the board. We will be going into the last lap now. So if we can get a focus, look, the camera guys, they know what they're doing. Back onto the race leader, Sean Wainwright. So we'll follow Sean round on his final lap. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong here.
He's going so quick, our cameraman got, I thought whoever that was, I thought they were going out the front door.
We've got him now.
There he is, he's got that yellow number plate on that Honda. That's our race leader, Sean Wainwright.
We'll find him eventually.
It's a difficult job for our camera crew this time around because riders are filled in with dirt and sand. Not so easy for the cameraman when you're looking through a lens to pick up the front number plate when it's covered in dirt.
So we should pick up, there he is.
There he comes into the whoops.
So Sean Wainwright about to take another win. Do you know what, Sean, don't you think there's no glamour with Sean, is there? It's just really efficient, gets the job done, riding. And he's always been a bit like that, and I think he's always been a bit in the shadow, because of how he rides a bike. He's so almost doesn't look like he's going fast.
Yeah.
But he does. He does it well. Does it really well.
Well, let's. You're going to go and speak to him when he crosses the line. So Callum is on his way down. There it is. 1 lap to go, though, still. So not the checkered flag just yet. Callum's gone down there to get fully prepared as Wainwright goes around on another whole lap, his final lap of the race. Goes halfway up that famous hill. This is a new section of circuit. For those of you wondering why we don't go to the very top of Hawkstone Hill anymore, and you missed it earlier on in the broadcast, just years of riding up there is we're kind of down to sort of basic bedrock sandstone, which makes it a bit treacherous to prepare the circuit up there, coupled with that and first aid medics having concerns about it being a bit treacherous. So a new route has been made up the hill, a little bit shorter, but that's for those kind of reasons, safety really for the riders. They could all still comfortably make it all the way to the top, but we have to consider safety of our riders and the success and running of the race meeting. So that's why the race circuit has changed the route up the hill. A couple of these amateur riders going offline, getting out in the deep stuff. That's what will happen. You're going to have a bit of a racing line start to form, but with the heavy rain that we've had, this sport, the track evolves every lap. It's not like car racing or racing on asphalt or tarmac. Obviously rubber gets laid down on that and the track changes, but nothing like a motocross circuit. Riders push the soil around every lap, lines changes all the time, holes get deeper, ruts get deeper, bumps get bigger. You've got to constantly read the circuit, and what might be the best line in the morning will be the worst line by the end of the day. It's that simple. It just cuts up, and you've always got to be reading the track. Throttle control, gear changes, balance. It's literally so many things you've got to process as a motocross rider when you're racing. Your brain never switches off, and that's why you can't really think of anything else. So here we go. Wainwright is going to come over the line. There he is, crosses the line. It's a moto win for Sean Wainwright. He's going to go and chat to Callum, so we'll throw down to him. Whether we've got time to speak to Dan Bruff as well. Dan Bruff, we'll soon find out. So he's just making his way into the winner's circle as soon as Callum's got him set up. We'll have a chat with him. And if we've got time, we'll also speak to number 33, the MX2 amateur winner, Dan Bruff.
Sean, how was that? It looks pretty savage out there at the minute.
Yeah, it's mega savage. Mega savage.
Do you want to thank any sponsors?
Yeah, same again. Just Fast Eddie, Gear Tech, Ashby Motorport, Rock Oil, First MX, all on the bike.
I think you need to go and get a breather, don't you? So Sean Wainwright takes the win in Moto #1 in the MX1 class.
Yeah.
Go and get yourself cleaned up.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Okay, we're going to stick with Callum down there. You can see, look at Dan. Dan looks absolutely battered. He's going to make his way and go and talk to Callum. You can see how much soil you take on board racing a motocross race.
Hey!
So here we go. We're passed back to Callum.
Are we live? We're on. How are you doing, Dan?
Knackered. You sure I won?
Yeah, you won.
I didn't even know.
You didn't know. Dan, you won by over 20 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah.
I come from last on the start as well.
Yeah, is there going to be some excuse to your clients on Monday why you can't go around their house and hang radiators and stuff? So, Dan, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, obviously all the sponsors, Pinewood Energy, Ruts, Free Conversions, Mum, my dad, whole family, Jess, my wife, my kid. Yeah, it's just, it's mad having a good weekend, I'm enjoying it.
Happy Father's Day as well. Well done.
Right.